Call this meeting to order in the Pasadena
Council meeting, August 6, 2019 at 10 a.m. We'll have our invocation by Chaplain Monty McGrummy of the Houston Police Department, and Kerry Bash will be leading us in the pledges. Please stand.
Pledge first, or pray first? Okay. Well, gentlemen, I want to first say it is a great honor to stand with you today and be here in the city that I live and was born in. All the time, the 26 years that I've served the Houston Police Department, the 13 as the chaplain, I've been able to live in the hometown that I was born in. And so it's been very important to me. So I thank the mayor. We've been friends for almost 27 years. And I appreciate the opportunity to come here today and pray. So let's pray together. Father, I love you. I just thank you, Lord, that you're such a great God, Father. I give you praises for everything. For the place that we stand today, Father, in Pasadena, Lord, I just love it. It's been part of my life since the very beginning. And Lord, I thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to be asked to come here and pray in your name. Lord, today we lift up our hearts and our eyes, Father, to those that have gone through such a terrible time this week. I think about the evil that's in this world, and I preach against it every week, Lord, in my church. Father, for all those families that had to go through such tragedy in El Paso and Dayton, Father, we lift them up. We think about those that lost their lives from 2 to 82, Father. And Lord, I just ask you, would you please bring your hand down upon the evil that's in this world, in this city. I pray for the city that I live in and was born in. I pray for those men and women that I serve in the Houston Police Department, that you would keep your hand on the Pasadena police officers as they serve. You would keep your hand on Houston police officers everywhere, that evil would not come to this place ever. So we thank you for that, Father, for keeping your hand on them. For today, Father, for the decisions that are made for the city that I live in, Lord, I pray that you would be with the hearts and minds of everyone that stands here, Father. Would you move in their hearts and minds that the right thing would be done and the right words be said, Father, in peace. Lord, I thank you for my friend, the mayor. All the years that we have stood together, he's one of the only ones in this business that calls me by my true name, Lord, and I appreciate that. So, Father, I just ask you today that you would just bless us as we come here and that we go home, and that you take care of our families, our children, and all those that are around us. I thank you for protecting my family as they've gone through much time, much sickness and illness, Lord, my daughter and my mom. I ask you now to be with us and take care of us. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Everybody turn to the American flag. Say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Blair, for that. Appreciate that. God bless you, sir.
God bless you.
Okay, that brings us down to citizens wishing to speak to council. We'll start with...
Mayor.
Yeah.
Roll call.
Oh,
We get
exactly. I love for y'all to talk. Sorry
He
about
won't
that.
let us talk.
No, I want y'all to talk.
Thank you, Mayor.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the crowd. We have a wonderful crowd today. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of rain. I want to recognize Mr. Bill Welch, former councilman, Pat Van Helt. I'm trying to see, we got a chairman of our Pasadena Chamber, Miss Christina. Also, I want to give a congratulations to Mark Gaudemal. He is a new grandfather. He's got a baby boy. And last but not least, one more thing. I just want to recognize we have service awards on Sergeant Anderson, Officer Mark Harden, and Officer Patricia Miller. And James, especially dear to my heart. We went to school together, so it shows how old we are. And we're still here. But anyway, congratulations. At this time, I would just ask during the remainder of my time if we could just have a moment of silence for the victims and their families for Dayton and El Paso at this time. Thank you. Amen. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Councilman Shanebine?
Thank you, Kerry. First of all, I'd like to welcome everyone here. Mr. Welch and Ms. Van Hout, thank y'all for being here. Ms. Womack, thank you for being here. Officers, thank y'all for your service and for being here as well, and guests that are here today. Couple of quick things, and then I'll get to my main point. We had our city auction a week ago, and for our confiscated and impounded cars, and that's really a blessing to the folks that bought them, and it's a blessing to keep our city clean as well. So thank you all for participating in that. School's about to start, so please be respectful for school zones. We've got children that'll be walking and riding their bikes to school, so put the phone down and pay attention to how you're driving. We lose too many people every year from being distracted while they're driving. And then finally, again, thank y'all for your service. I think Kerry said it very well. Thank y'all. 115 years, I believe y'all said. So just me. Thank you. I'm going to make a statement, and this is a Pasadena police officer's badge. They are dear friends of mine, and I want to commend our Chief Bruger for his recent comments on PR bonds. This badge represents people that we know and we love. Husbands, wives, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters wear this badge to protect us. It is time that we stand up and we ask our representatives, and I'll name them, Briscoe Kane, Marianne Perez, Dennis Paul, our two state senators, Senator Larry Taylor and Carol Alvarado. Folks, reach out to your representatives and express your opinion on PR bonds. We should not be releasing people that our Pasadena police officers put their lives on the line for, and then they're turned around and released by our judicial system. Now, bonds have been an issue for years and years. We need to get it fixed, and we need to get it fixed now. So please reach out to your state representatives, reach out to your state senators, and let's get this fixed. Thank you, Pasadena Police Department. Love you, man.
Okay, Councilman Brown.
Same thing, Councilmember Bass said. 1,000 prayers to the family and victims of El Paso and Dayton. Also, Sergeant Anderson, Officer Harden, and Officer Miller, congratulations on your year's service. Sergeant Anderson first got elected in 2009. I'll talk to you about police issues. You've always been a good source of wisdom and knowledge, so I appreciate your friendship over the years. Anytime I had any questions, I want to put Officer Garza on the spot back there, but recently we've had several crime issues in District A, and I've been able to call Officer Garza about a drug activity in a house, and Officer Garza quickly responded and apprehended 2 people that were purchasing drugs from a house. So I do appreciate you coming out there. Anytime that I call Officer Garza about any issues in District A, he's quickly down there because he cares about the city. Not because he's doing it for me, but he wants to make sure that our community is safer. The last month and a half that I've been back in office, I've been receiving a lot of calls about crime, either whether crime is up or not, the perception of crime is up. People are in fear, they're calling, they're emailing, they're texting. In the 8 years that I served from 2009 to 2017, I didn't get this many calls. But over the last month and a half, it's an issue. Like I said, whether it's up or not, the perception is, and we've got to address it. And with that, I'll pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Lehman.
Thank everybody for coming out. Bill, my friend Bill Welch, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Former Councilwoman Pat Van Hout, good to see you. I too want to offer my condolences to the families and the people of Dayton, Ohio, and El Paso, Texas, on the tragedy that happened in their cities this past weekend. And I'm going to make a comment similar to what Councilman Shanebine made. This past weekend, a young lady in Pasadena was murdered. This, in my opinion, was senseless. The person that allegedly committed this crime had been arrested numerous times, released on either no bond or low bond. And in my opinion, if this man had been kept in jail for the crimes he had previously committed, this young lady and her unborn child would be here today. And moving on from that, Sergeant Anderson, other police officers, congratulations and thank you. James, known you a long time, coached our kids in Pee Wee baseball many years ago. And this past weekend, I want to thank our Community Services Division of the Pasadena Police Department. They held a pop-up party at Memorial Park. It was well attended. A lot of families came out, had hot dogs and snow cones, got to meet our police officers, and a lot of the kids, it was pretty obvious, a lot of these kids had never talked to a police officer before, and I think that was a good event to have, so these children could find out that, police officers are human, they're the good guys, and I wanted to thank them for their service and keeping Pasadena safe. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Harrison?
Thank you, Mayor. I do want to say congratulations to Sergeant James Anderson, 45 years, Officer Mark Harden, 35 years, Officer Patricia Miller, 35 years, or a total of 115 years. I certainly appreciate y'all's support and your duties on the Pasadena Police Department. I've grown with you. I've been here 25 years. And in my 25 years, I have seen nothing but improvement in the Pasadena Police Department. Technology, new police building, officers. We're on a professional status now. We need to support our police officers because it's moving forward. And I support them, and I know we had a lot of tragedy, but we ought to think the good things that Pasadena police officers do, because I really think it's Pasadena's finest. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Casados?
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you all for being here this morning. Thank you, officers, for being here. We appreciate you guys. We always appreciate y'all and the things that you do, put your lives on the line daily, and are always running towards everything that most people are running away from, so we appreciate that, really do. Service awards, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Harden, and Ms. Miller, thank you guys so much. We appreciate that very much. Again, you guys are always people we can talk to when we have things or issues up here, so we appreciate that. I would like to thank Clean Streets for getting out and doing some painting for me in the district. And we've had a lot of graffiti going around town, and I think it kind of speaks to what Councilmember Ibarra was saying, that whether crime is up or not, the perception is there. And we have a whole bunch of graffiti, cars being vandalized, things being stolen out, windows being broken, and we know we've got to put a stop to that. But I do want to thank Clean Streets for getting Mr. Ginzer for getting on when I asked him to find out about the paint. He went out there and took care of it, so I appreciate that. And to the city employees that are outside working in this hot weather, please take care of yourselves, hydrate. It is hot out there. Take breaks if you need them, because there's there's nothing more important than taking care of yourself. Your family wants you to go home, and we want you to go home safe as well. So with that, Mayor, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Wheeler?
Thank you, Mayor. Congratulations to officers, 35 years. I mean, that's quite the accomplishment. Thank you for all years of service, and hope you're with us as long as you want to be. The city's glad to have you. With that, I do want to send my condolences to the people in El Paso and people in Dayton of what they've gone through. And there's been a lot of speculation as to what's causing this in the United States, why this is happening so much. And it's my opinion that it's not video games, or it's not anything like that. It's hate in people's heart. It's hate. It's the fact that some people don't like other people that look differently. It's a cultural issue, and you can't legislate that away. There's not a bill you can pass or a law you can make that's going to make that end. But my thing is get out and talk to your neighbors. And when you hear someone spewing that type of hate and xenophobia and bigotry, challenge them, stop it, because it leads to this type of thing. And my thing is we got to do better as a community. I served in the Marine Corps, and that is the U.S. military is the most diverse institution in America. There's no organization or entity in the United States that's more diverse than the United States military. And when you're serving overseas, those people that want to hurt you, they don't care if you're black, brown, yellow, whatever, what religion you are. They see that you're an American and they want to inflict pain upon you. That's all you have is your brothers and sisters in uniform. And it's horrible that we have people in the United States that don't understand that and are willing to go out and hurt people just based off the way they look or the language they speak. And so I'm just asking, do your part. When you see hate, when you see bigotry, stop it. Challenge those people. With that, I'll pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Caton.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out and being part of city government today. Thank you, police officers, for your years of service to the city of Pasadena. I know we got a combined total of 115 years. That's tremendous. And also, I'd like to recognize my old golf partner back there, former Councilman Bill Welch. Without a pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. All right. Again, I apologize. Now, citizens wishing to speak. First up is Robert Jeter.
First, I would like to commend yesterday's statements by Pasadena Police Chief Josh Berger. The PR bonds being used to turn violent criminals that threaten the safety and well-being of citizens of Pasadena back out on the streets is unacceptable. In spite of political pressure to stay in his lane, the chief bravely speaking out on this issue is greatly appreciated. Next up, the bank implosion. The citizens of Pasadena picked up the hefty bill for that change in the city skyline and deserve credit for its resolution. The implosion was well executed and kept citizens back a safe distance while still being able to view the event. My live stream footage of the event has garnered 7.6 thousand views. The PasadenaTexas.com footage, on which I can be heard saying, "There it goes," has at last check been viewed a whopping 318,000 times. Quite the momentous occasion in our city's history. Lastly, on the topic of the Mayor Pro Tem race, July 16th, I stated, among other things in my address to council, each of you are duly elected city officials serving at the will of your respective council districts by collective majority of those districts. I would respectfully ask each of you to be mindful so as not to insult the respective will of another council district for council votes simply not going the way you want them, as each of you hopefully work in good faith for the betterment of your districts individually and collectively for the city of Pasadena. At the end of the last meeting, council had a hold my beer moment that made my statements look really good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all have a good meeting.
Thank you, sir. Luann and Eric.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. How are you? Luann Nolan with Madison Job Senior Center and the museum, and Eric Mickey with Madison Job 2. First of all, we wanted to recognize that one of our dear, wonderful senior queens, one of our Miss Pasadena queens, Miss Jeannie Robinson, passed away, sadly, Sunday. She was 2016, and so we all send our prayers to her and her family. And then also, I'd like to mention that right now, we're right in the middle of our Healthy Parks Plan. It's in process right now. It's real important for every person in the community to participate in this so that everybody's comments are noted, everybody's ideas are noted, so that we can have a better idea what to do with our parks, what people want, what the seniors want, what all of us want. So real important to go there to www.PasadenaHealthyParksPlan.com and fill out that survey. And then we've got some other exciting things going on at Madison Joe, don't we, Eric?
Yes. I'd like to talk to you about our upcoming Senior Expo at the Pasadena Convention Center. And if you want any more information, the number is 713-477-0175. That's 713-477-0175. But it's going to happen on August the 14th from 9 a.m. to noon, and it's going to be over 100 vendors inside the Pasadena Convention Center, and that there's going to be all kind of senior things that would be all underneath one roof for one-day shopping. So it's free admission, and we thank our wonderful sponsors, the City of Pasadena, WellCare Texan Plus, Child St. Luke's, the HCI Medical, which is Bayshore, Precinct Together. But you can go out there for free screenings like cholesterol, glucose, blood pressure, bone density, and it's just a exciting event with thousands, about 1,500 people showing up from all parts of Houston looking for wonderful information about senior services.
Yeah, that includes some of us that have had to deal with parents that are aging as well. So there will be services out there that can help explain those things, services that actually do in-home care and others. And they'll explain how that works as well. So you can have a one-on-one with all of those folks and many others in our community that you just wouldn't normally know about.
And basically, all the insurance and everything say try to keep the seniors at home. The longer, the better. So these are the services that will keep you at home versus going to a rest home.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you all so much. Christina Womack?
August the 14th.
There's lots of goodies.
Good morning, Mayor, City Council members, community members. The Chamber certainly has a lot of upcoming activities, so I'm going to talk fast, but all the information is also, excuse me, on our website. So following the Senior Expo, we are delighted to bring the Pasadena Chamber Business Expo that next day on August 15th from 2 to 5 p.m. We have 100 vendors with free door prizes, free food, and giveaways. But more importantly, it's a great way to build relationships and learn about the services and businesses and departments within the city all under one roof. And so I want to commend the city in the effort to fill the bus last week, and Tish and Rex and the communications department and the community that showed up once again to really make an impact in the lives of our students in Pasadena ISD. If you didn't get a chance to give school supplies, you can still bring those school supplies the day of the Business Expo. We want to help continue to collect for those students. And then later on this month, we will be having our August membership luncheon. And this panel and discussion will be around workforce demands. Across every industry that exists right now, there is a need for workers and for filling the gaps. And so we invite you to come listen to a panel from Dr. Powell, Dr. Hellier, and Dr. Blake to hear about how our post-secondary institutions, as well as all of our trade institutions, our chiropractic college, and our community centers are really having conversations to meet those needs. So we invite you to come be a part of that conversation. And then our next Breakfast with Champions series will be on September 25th, where our three panelists and champions are Dr. Brenda Hellier, Maricel Keano, and Dr. Dixie Melillo. So we invite you to come hear from them and their stories. And then this year, Taste of the Town celebrates 30 years. So we are wild about Taste of the Town and going to transform the convention center into a jungle safari and have a lot of fun with that. And so now's the time to get your tickets and join in as a sponsor. It's going to be certainly a lot of fun. And then in closing, I'll mention two leadership opportunities that we have going on. Impact Pasadena has launched for our next leadership program, which will kick off in January. So applications are available online for this 18-month, year-long curriculum, and then additional time working on a community project. So if you're interested in that, you can apply online. And then last is a new initiative called Mentoring Pasadena. The students in our community are certainly the next generation of leaders, and many of them need positive role models. And so I want to commend the area churches in our community who have come together to kickstart this initiative, and the Chamber is certainly just supporting that. So we are looking for 500 people to commit to say that they will serve for 30 minutes a week and mentor one student and go into a school of your choice. So if you are interested in plugging into that, we can certainly provide you with more information for that. So at the end of the day, there's something for everyone, no matter what it is you're looking for or how to connect, we can help you.
Wow,
Thank
you did it. Good job. Tissue Banks.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank Mayor Wagner, Pasadena ISD, the Pasadena Chamber, and Volunteer Pasadena for their contributions to fill the bus. It was unbelievable. And if you got an opportunity to witness it, it was something else. This year, we exceeded over what we ever thought we would, and so much more than last year. We had 105 companies as well as individuals contribute to fill the bus. We collected $29,000 along with 4 box truck loads of school supplies. So that is really remarkable for the students of Pasadena ISD. We, after 38 years in education, I can't begin to tell y'all how much money I myself have spent out of my pocket, because as a teacher, you know firsthand the children in your care who need supplies. And I have bought them, and I know numerous teachers that do this all the time. But this year we're changing things in Pasadena, because on August the 13th, the teachers of Pasadena ISD will walk through the warehouse, and they will all have the same size box, okay? But they're going to get to fill their box to take back to their classrooms to their children. So that is a remarkable thing, and it couldn't have happened without the citizens of Pasadena and beyond. We even had people from other areas that donated supplies and money to our Fill the Bus campaign. So thank you again, Pasadena. Thank you, City Council. You are the village.
Thank you, Ms. Eubanks. I appreciate that. Laura Selman? Okay. Hmm? Yes, ma'am. Sellman?
Yes.
Okay.
Correctly. Do I have to go over there?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, good morning. After hearing all the good things that are going on, I feel very selfish, I guess, about my complaint that I have. So, but a couple of years ago, there was a speed bump put in at the foot of my driveway. And it's very disturbing, it's disrupting, and I've gone through the mayor's helpline, I've gone through 3 other inspectors and traffic people, and feel like I'm just kind of getting a runaround. I just want it moved. It doesn't have to go away, but I want it moved away from my driveway. You hear the trucks with hauling the trailers, the landscaping people. They fly over the speed bump, and it just is like, boom, boom, you know, and I'm tired of it. It's been 2 years. I've been working on this for 6 months, and we like to sleep with our windows open at night, and it's right where that speed bump is, and it's very disturbing, like I said, but so I feel like I had to come down here and just personally ask for it to be moved. There is a vacant lot on both sides of our street, about 2 houses down. I just want it moved. It would be in a vacant lot, would not be bothering people, because quite a few of our neighbors, I know their houses, I know them, and their bedrooms are right there, right on the front of the house where we all have to hear it. So I just had a request.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that.
Mayor, point of information, please.
Go ahead, sir.
What is the location?
My
Your
street
street,
is.
where the speed bump is, yes.
It's Pampa Street. And another thing is that, like, my husband just called some inspector or traffic person a couple of weeks ago about how rough our roads are. On Pampa Street, Llano Street, it's like 2 streets off of Vista and Fairmont. It's right in there. And we were shocked when we had speed bumps put in, because the roads are so rough. If you don't hold on to your wheel, you know, you're just going to hit something and go flying off. It's unacceptable with the taxes
Thank
that
you,
we
ma'am.
pay.
And we'll look into it. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Pat Van Hout.
Good morning. There have been several procedural issues at the last two meetings regarding the Mayor Pro Tem. Names were put on the agenda. This is not how it's normally done, because City Council chooses the Mayor Pro Tem. In the previous administration, a name was put on the agenda one time. Council objected. The item was deferred and came back at the next meeting with no name on the agenda. The mayor said that he listed the people who were the first to ask him for the position. He said other people didn't ask for the position, so he assumed they were not interested. I would think they didn't ask because they know that is not how this is supposed to be done. Picking someone for Mayor Pro Tem because they asked for it seems like a poor way to choose someone. This position is not just an honor. This is the person who takes over if something happens to the mayor. You want someone who has some experience. That's all of you. You want someone who would be available full-time if that is needed. You want someone with the temperament to work with the rest of City Council and to run the city. And if you're picking two people for 1 year each, reasonably, you should have a representative from each side of the city. There is no obligation for a council member to discuss something in pre-council. Pre-council and council meetings are both open meetings, and either one is an appropriate location to discuss city business. And either one is preferable to making a decision in a back office. The vote on this should have had a vote on the amendment and a vote on the item as amended. When this was not done, it should have been put on the agenda to be voted on again. This has happened in the past. That's how it's been handled. The charter says that this item is not open to veto because this was not an ordinance or resolution subject to the initiative or referendum process. The charter also says that when City Council overrides a veto, that item is considered finally passed and approved. This item was already amended, so if you override the veto, it should mean that the amended choices are finally passed and approved. Delaying this needs to stop. The city needs the security of having a mayor pro tem.
Thank you, ma'am. David Wright. Okay, he left. Okay. Brings us down to presentations of service award. Where's, oh yeah, there you go.
Okay, Mayor, Council, Dan couldn't be here this morning, so I already leaned back to them and said, sorry that they're stuck with me. It's my pleasure today to recognize 3 police department employees for their lengthy service to the city of Pasadena. Okay, so Sergeant Anderson, Officer Harton, and Officer Miller, would you please come and stand? Okay, and as mentioned earlier, these officers have a combined 115 years of service here for the city of Pasadena. First is Mark Harton. He is being recognized with this clock for having 35 years of service with the city of Pasadena. Okay, and next is Pat Miller. She is also being recognized with this clock for also having 35 years of service here with the City of Pasadena Police Department. Okay, Mark and Pat both graduated from the same academy and are the last two remaining from their class. And last, we have Sergeant James Anderson. He is being recognized for having 45 years of service here with the Pasadena Police Department. We in HR have never recognized a city employee with this many years. So we had to come up with a new award. Eventually, we settled on a 10K gold coin. And on one side, it has the City of Pasadena seal, and on the other side is an inscription that says, James Anderson, 1974 to 2019, in recognition of 45 years of valuable and dedicated service. So congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Somebody said they were going to do 20 more.
Thank you so much. Okay, brings us down to item number 9, the final acceptance of Parkway Trails, Section 1 and 2 for permanent maintenance of the 28 feet paved roads, 8-inch water lines, 8 and 10-inch sewer lines, and various sizes storm sewer lines construction within the plat dedicated right-of-way of and easements.
Motion.
Motion Shabine, second Caton. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Passes. Brings us down to presentations of minutes, July 16th, 2019. Got a motion by Lehman, second by Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to progress payments. Motion Casados, second Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to finance resolutions. Motion Lehman. Second Ibarra. Any questions?
Yes, Mayor, I want to abstain in regards to Bass Money.
Yes, sir. All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to personnel changes A.
Motion.
Got a motion by Caton,
Second.
second by Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
No.
One no. Casados. Madam Secretary, brings us down to that list of final readings.
Yes, sir. Ordinance 2019-98, grant franchise to ExxonMobil Pipeline Company for 20-inch refined products pipeline. Ordinance 2019-107, interlocal agreement with Harris County to provide services of youth service specialists. Ordinance 2019-108, agreement with Grant Works, Inc. not to exceed $165,000 over a period of 1 year for services related to professional management services for the Home Investment Partnerships Program. Ordinance 2019-110, extend annual contracts with AutoNation Ford Gulf Freeway and Monument Chevrolet for purchase of automotive repair parts and supplies. Ordinance 2019-111, extend the annual contract with Allen & Gerber Auto Supply for purchase of automotive repair parts aftermarket. Ordinance 2019-112, extend the annual contract with A1DTS Corporation for automotive and light truck transmission repair or exchange services. Ordinance 2019-113, annual contract with Stripes and Stops Company, Inc. for traffic payment marking services. Ordinance 2019-114, annual contract with Southwest Signal Supply, Inc. for traffic signal maintenance, repair, and emergency services. Ordinance 2019-115, contract with Management Advisory Group International, Inc. to conduct a compensation and classification study. Ordinance 2019-116, authorize Parks and Recreation Department to accept $4,630 for a Crush It Crusade grant from Candid Aid Foundation. Ordinance 2019-117, annual contract with Municipal Emergency Services, Inc. for purchase of a Scott self-contained breathing apparatus and accessories, including replacement parts, maintenance, testing, and repairs. Ordinance 2019-118, annual contract with SNS Investigations and Security, Inc. for City Hall Site Security Services. Ordinance 2019-119, contract with HR Green, Inc. for design services for the Bay Area Boulevard Water System Pressure Improvements Project, CIP, W062 for a total appropriation $141,670 from the System CIP Fund Balance Account. Ordinance 2019-120, contract with Henshaw, Russ, and Associates, Inc. for design services for the Drainage Mitigation Flood Warming System Project CIP DMFW for a total appropriation $60,000 from the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program account. Ordinance 2019-121. Contract with Hemley Horn and Associates, Inc. for environmental assessments of Partnership Park Annex drainage improvements and Golden Acres Detention Projects CIP D039 and D044, total appropriation of $10,000 from the 2005 Drainage Bond Fund account. Ordinance 2019-122. Contract with Haddocker Land Services, Inc. Professional Services in connection with Golden Acres Detention Fund Project CIP D044 for a total appropriation $18,350 from the 2005 Drain Bond Fund account. Ordinance 2019-123. Contract with Porterfield Architects and Associates, LLC for architectural services, Forest Fire Station Number 6 Project CIP FO11 for a total appropriation of $40,000 from the 2017 Certificate of Obligation Fund Balance account. And Ordinance 2019-124. Contract with Porterfield Architects and Associates, LLC for architectural services for Fire Station Number 7 Project CIP FO14 for a total appropriation of $40,000 from the 2017 Certificate of Obligation Fund Balance account.
So moved. Motion Bass. Second Lehman. Any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, sir.
Madam Secretary, register my vote on 219-115 as a no vote. For my reasons, we open the discussion.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
For my reason, I think there's other sources that we get this locality pay, and also this means that we're not going to have a COLA increase for our city employees. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Under comments?
Mayor?
Go ahead, sir.
I'll also be voting no on ordinance 2019-115. This is, I think we're paying almost $50,000 to have a study confirmed to the city to come and tell us how much we're paying our employees. We've set aside roughly $660,000. As a result, we are not going to be giving city employees a cost of living increase across the board. During pre-council, we asked the mayor why weren't city employees getting a raise. He says we don't have the money. This is what we've been warning about: the spending, the debt, the high salaries at the top end, and now we've got a situation where we're paying more for another study and giving less money to city employees, and we're going to pick and choose, pick favorites who's going to get pay increases. I don't like the way this is being done. This also removes council from the decision-making process. I will be voting no against this ordinance.
Any other comment?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
So the reason I'm voting no for this is during pre-council, I asked the item be deferred. Look, when I served on council for 8 years, when it comes to vacation, sick time, cost of living, tuition reimbursement, I've always been for city employees. This is a compensation study to go out, and we put a line item in the budget for $762,000. The problem is that typically a 2 to 3% from the city budget usually costs the city about $2 to $3 million. So basically what's going to happen out of this 762, about half of the employers are going to get nothing. My thing, what I asked the mayor for it to get deferred is this. We have too many bad streets. We have too many water lines, sewer lines that are patched up. They keep on breaking. We have bad parks. We have a lot of issues. And to me I would prefer to, we're going to have a budget workshop next week. I said, let's have a budget workshop. Let's figure out what we want to do with the general fund and the fund balance. This thing about there's no money is incorrect. Don't take my word. Go into the city website, go look at the budget for the fiscal year 2019-2020, and you're going to see that there's probably going to be about a $50 million surplus. By law, we are required to keep 2 months, which is about $18 million or so. So we have about $35 million we can play with. So this thing about there is no money is incorrect. Now, there is some money that's going to be dedicated to certain things, but at the end of the day, we do have money in there. The reason that I'm going to vote no against this is I think it's going to hurt the police. Anybody can do a salary study. It can tell you that the Pasadena Police Department ranks probably in the top 3 in the area. I would like to see the employees have come to me and said, look, our deductibles are high, our out-of-pocket expenses are high, our co-pays are high, our prescription cost is high. Can you do something with the medical insurance? And so to me, is I prefer to defer this, wait till we have the budget workshop, figure out is there anything we can do as far as capital improvement projects in the city, and then figure out do we want to proceed forward. So I'll be voting no against this.
Any other comments?
I would just like to say that we have a budget workshop scheduled for, I believe, this Thursday at 9:30 in the morning. Tuesday, I'm sorry, at 9:30 in the morning. And I think it's very appropriate for us to discuss these items during our budget workshop. I think we need to look for ways to honor our city employees by giving them the best benefits that we as a city can afford to do. And if there are surpluses during the budget process, during the budget workshop, we can identify those areas and we can bring those areas back and we can get a consensus with the mayor and the administration, and we can work toward the best possible outcome for our city employees. But we have to go through the budget process. It has to be an open and honest budget process, and I think there we can find solutions together.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? All in favor?
No.
Or, yes. Yeah, we're-
Call us by surprise. The whole thing?
Yes, the whole thing. And we know on 115, we have
No.
3 no's right now.
Yes.
Okay, 4 no's on 115, and yeses on everything else?
Yes.
We understand that? Okay, we got that. Passes. Got it. All right, Madam Secretary, brings us down to first readings.
Ordinance 2019-125, interlocal agreement with Harris County for the Red Bluff Road 24-inch water line adjustment project from Kirby Drive to Taylor Lake CIP W063 for a total appropriation $171,688.02 from the system CIP fund balance account.
Motion.
Motion Shane Mine, second Wheeler. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-126, agreement with H.R. Green Inc. for water system asset evaluation for the city of Pasadena for a total appropriation $59,800.
Motion Lehman. Second Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-127, purchase of portable radio equipment from Motorola Solutions, Inc., $179,993.22.
Motion Caton. Second Bass. Any questions?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
On our radio equipment and technology, we spend a lot of money in this area. And I would like for us to have a plan going forward to reduce some of these costs and have systems that are compatible with one another, so when we purchase something, it's not already obsolete just because we got the best price point. We need to look toward the future and make the investment in the future because our city employees need this equipment to perform their jobs.
Any other comments? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-128, contract with Ranger Builders LLC for the City Hall sprinkler renovation project, CIP MO44, in the amount of $498,000 with a 10% contingency of $49,800 for a total appropriation $547,800 from the 2018 Certificate of Obligation Fund Balance Account.
Motion Lehman.
Second.
Second Wheeler. Any questions?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I'm going to be voting against this, and the reason being is because where the money is coming from. The certificate of obligation bond that we took out is supposed to be used for streets and drainage and things like that to help out the communities. We just had a lady come and talk about her streets being bumpy and have potholes in them. We've got streets all over the city that need this kind of work done. And for it to be used here in the City Hall, I understand that we need it. I'm not saying that we don't need it, but we can get the money through the fund balance. And I would like to see it come through the fund balance, and that's the reason why I don't want to vote yes on this. I mean, as a matter of fact, just to make it right, in my opinion, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to fund this project, the $547,800 from the fund balance.
So you're going to make a motion?
Motion
Yes,
to
sir.
amend.
Second.
We have a second. Okay, we're voting on the motion that Councilman Casados
Who seconded?
just proposed.
Who seconded? I'm sorry.
We have Wheeler seconded. All in favor of the motion? All in favor of the motion?
Roll call vote on the motion.
Don't do the roll call.
We don't need a roll call.
Well,
All in favor?
some of y'all don't speak up. They'll stay silent.
I vote aye.
Okay.
Aye.
This is on the motion to amend.
Okay.
We've got council members Ibarra, Harrison, Casados, Wheeler,
I think your
and
microphone needs to be turned up. Yeah. Okay. Okay, any opposed? No? No. The motion dies. Now we'll go back to the original.
No.
Now we go back. All in favor of as it's written?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No, I'm not voting.
Okay, one no. Go ahead, Madam Secretary.
ordinance 2019-129, grant franchise to Pasadena Performance Products LP for 8-inch NGL pipeline.
Motion Bass. Second Lehman. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-130, grant franchise to Pasadena Performance Products LP for a 16-inch refined petroleum products pipeline.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine. Second Lehman. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-131, amend the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 9, Article 1, Section 9.2, Chapter 9, Article 10, Section 9.200, and Appendix A, Basic Subdivision Ordinance, Article 2, Section 2, and Section 13 for the purpose of clarifying requirements for plat and site plan review by the City of Pasadena Planning and Zoning Commission.
Motion Casados. Second Harrison. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-132, authorizing field training officer compensatory pay for members of the police department who are assigned to and perform the duties and responsibilities of the field training officers program.
Motion Ibarra.
Second.
Second Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance number 2019-133, amend ordinance number 2019-111, annual consulting agreement for employee benefits with Gallagher Benefit Services, Inc. by providing an updated Exhibit B, client coverage, acknowledgement, and compensation disclosure statement.
Motion Caton. Second Lehman. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-134, amend ordinance number 2018-122, which adopted the annual budget for the fiscal year 2019.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine. Second Caton. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-135, approve participation in the Goodbye Purchasing Program and Interlocal Purchasing System Cooperative.
Motion Ibarra. Second Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-136, contract with SHI Government Solutions, Inc. for Microsoft Office software licensing, $100,212.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine. Second Lehman. Any questions?
Mayor, this is a tremendous improvement to our operating system, and with that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. All in favor? Any opposed? Madam Secretary, brings down resolutions.
Okay. Resolution 2019-106, accept donations from various donors totaling $6,924.68 for care of animals housed at the animal shelter.
Motion Lehman. Second Wheeler. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-107, accept donations from various donors totaling $3,571 for the transport of animals to various locations in northern states.
We have a motion by Casados.
Second.
Second by Shanebine. Any questions? All in
Mayor,
favor?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
I find this remarkable. I just learned about this probably about 2 weeks ago, and we actually transport animals to other states that have a need for adopting pets. And here in our area, our citizens just let them run loose, and, you know, they're being adopted in another state. I just find that fascinating, and thank you to our animal control folks and Ken Donnelly over there.
Absolutely. All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-108, accept donations from various donors totaling $3,280 for care of animals housed at the animal shelter.
Motion.
Motion Bass.
Second.
Second Wheeler. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-109, accept donations from various donors totaling $5,124.05 for care of animals housed at the animal shelter.
Motion Lehman.
Second.
Second Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-110, accept a donation of a Stratton gas-powered portable 5500 generator valued at $750 from Scott and Mandy Cady for the Pasadena Police Department Community Service Division for community events.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine. Second Caton. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-111, accept donations of tickets, poster, and 4 books from the Houston Astros, trail passes from the Strawberry Water Park, $50 gift card from Target, gift cards valued at $80 from Waterburger, dinner for 2 from Chewy's, 4 gift bags and coupons from Chick-fil-A, gift basket and coupons from Raising Cane's and coupons from Houston Space Center, Chipotle, Minchie's, Mod Pizza, and Peter Piper Pizza for a summer reading program.
Motion.
Motion Bass. Second by Casados. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-112, accept grants totaling $790 from the Texas Commission on the Arts, which will be applied to a program artistic fees, and accept donations of 1,000 graphic novels from First Legacy Comics for the collection and $108.08 from the Friends of the Pasadena Public Library for food and supplies for programming, supporting activities and events for youth and adults.
Motion.
Motion Casados.
Second.
Second Harrison. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-113, accept the donation of 3 Visa gift cards at store prices valued at $150 from Bill Wood with signature select services for Madison Job Senior Center Ice Cream Social Dance event on July 12, 2019.
Motion Bass. Second Casados. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-114, accept donation of 2 gift cards at store prices valued at $30 from Kay Sosa with Visiting Angels Living Assistance Services for the Madison Job Senior Ice Cream Social Dance event on July 12, 2019.
Motion.
Motion Caton.
Second.
Second Lehman. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-115, approve the financial report of investment activities for the fiscal quarter ended June 30, 2019.
So moved.
Motion by Ibarra.
Second.
Second by Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-116, approving the fiscal year 2020 budget for the Pasadena Economic Development Corporation and CIP update as approved by the PEDC Board on June 27, 2019.
Motion.
Motion Caton.
Second.
Second by Lehman. Any questions? Go ahead, sir.
I just want to say I want to thank the EDC Director, Carlos Guzman, for the information. Over the years, it's definitely a vast improvement over the last Economic Development Coordinator that we had here. Very transparent, took the time to answer my questions. I definitely appreciate his honesty. I mean, he wasn't one that usually gave me, hey, this is a solution. He said, hey, this is a solution A, B, C, and D, whichever one you think is best. But a couple things on the budget that I actually liked and he actually took into consideration is one is a gateway sign on 225 in Ritchie and another one possibly on the Beltway in 225. I get a lot of calls from constituents saying, how come we don't have a nice monument sign like Fairmount in the Beltway? And so that's something that's in the budget. Also, they're going to look to do some beautification on Ritchie and Shaw whenever they get started as far as landscaping and some lighting to give it an aesthetic look in that area. So I do appreciate his transparency with me, and I'll be voting for the budget.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments?
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I just want to also tell Mr. Carlos Guzman, I appreciate it. Spent about 2 hours with him. He discussed the budget, answered my questions. I will be voting for it.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mayor.
You bet.
They've got $3 billion in there for professional services, but they finally broke it down where we can read what it is. But there's $400,000 in there for a bus service. And we had a bus service at one time, and I fought for a bus service all my tenure on this city council. So I'm going to support it, and I'm going to see the mayor and his administration and Guzman, the economic development, follow through with this bus service. We're losing grants. And we're losing money, and a bus service is going to benefit all of Pasadena, not just a certain few or certain people. It's all Pasadena. And there's a major city like us with our population, we need a bus service, and I think it's going to be a fruitation now that we got $400,000 to start it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes, Madam Secretary.
Resolution 2019-117, denying the application of the CenterPoint Energy Houston Electric LLC for authority to increase rates submitted on or about April 5th, 2019, requiring the reimbursement of municipal rate case expenses, finding that the meeting complies with the Open Meetings Act, making other findings and provisions related to the subject, and declaring an effective date.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine. Second Ibarra. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Madam Secretary, brings us down to item number 20, other business.
Council vote on whether to override mayor's veto on action by council concerning election of Mayor Pro Tem at the July 2nd, 2019 meeting.
Motion Ibarra.
Second.
Second Shanebine. Any questions?
Yes, Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
There's been a lot of discussions on this, and since the July the 2nd council meeting we had, there's been a lot of faults in this, and I don't believe it's been the council itself. The administration has made the faults on the Roberts Rule of Order, on the city charter, on adjournment, on amendments, and it's been a fiasco. And my name presented on the amendment, and the Robert's Rules of Order says that the amendment takes the place of the main motion, and the mayor adjourned before we could vote on the main motion. So therefore, the amendment is the main motion, and we need to respect that. It is a council vote, and just because somebody didn't like somebody that got elected mayor pro tem, they're going to veto it, and it's not that big an issue. It's mayor pro tem, and I want to tell each council member, if the mayor, and when he goes out of town, the council member takes his spot, so to speak. But I guarantee you, if I get elected mayor pro tem, the mayor probably will never go out of town. So he seconds that. But it's a serious thing, and we need to resolve it. And it was a fiasco. We're going to defer it to not this, but who's going to be mayor pro tem to the next meeting. We're just kicking the can down the road. This is a minor thing. We need to get it done and resolved as soon as possible. But I thank you.
Thank you for your comments, sir. Any other comments? Okay. Voting to. All right, this time I'll let you go ahead.
So again, this is something that we do need to resolve. This was a veto that should have never been vetoed. I mean, according to our charter, it only says you can veto an ordinance or a resolution. Today in pre-council, we asked the mayor, well, what number have you given this particular ordinance or resolution? And he couldn't answer because there's not one. So legally, this whole veto is not even legal. I mean, you can't veto an ordinance or a resolution. And this, according to our charter, on this agenda, it says other business. You notice all the other ones say resolution or ordinance. That's the reason. You can't veto something that is not an ordinance or a resolution. So I don't understand what the mayor's going through. I really honestly believe this was a knee-jerk reaction. He was upset. He wanted to veto something. And I don't even know in the history of the city of Pasadena has anything ever been vetoed. We've got people with a lot of experience up here have never seen one. And especially for something like this. I mean, this is really ridiculous. This mayor pro tem is something that your peers vote their peers in. The mayor shouldn't have anything to do with this. It was already set and done. Councilman Shanebine and Councilmember Don Harrison were voted as mayor pro tems. And again, even by overriding this, we're just going through the motions. Quite honestly, the veto should have never been taken, and that's what I got to say about that.
Thank you for your comments, sir. I appreciate that. Okay, go ahead, sir.
So the issue with this is we did everything right. The council, we brought it out here on the first meeting after our election. A motion was made to elect Councilman Shanebine, Councilman Harrison to Mayor Pro Tem. That motion passed in a 5-4 vote. We moved on. The mayor claims it wasn't done properly because there wasn't 2 votes taken on. There wasn't an amendment and then a vote on the main motion. Even if you felt that way, that was the case. That's happened in the past. And in the past, what's happened is it was brought back the next meeting. We took a vote on it to finalize it. In fact, that's what happened when myself and Councilman Lehman were elected as Mayor Pro Tem back in 2017. In this case, he decided that I'm going to veto something that's not vetoable, and it really caused more heartache, more problems than is necessary. And I really think it was just a result of him not getting what he wanted. I really do feel like it's just a power move, that I have the right to veto, so I'm going to kind of step on y'all's necks on this. But that being said, the charter, even if, let's assume, even if the vote wasn't taken properly, and that we didn't follow Robert Rules of Order exactly the way that we should have, the charter states that Robert Rules of Order, when enacting, if it's not followed exactly, in no way works to invalidate, modify, or diminish any otherwise lawful action or vote of the council. So even if we didn't follow it exactly right, the vote still stands according to our city charter. And so this is just, I hope that this council doesn't fall into this game where we allow the mayor to abuse the charter, abuse our rules just for petty things.
Okay, sir, thank you. Any other comments? We'll go to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
No. No wins. The veto stands. We'll take care of this later. No, sir, I think we know how we all voted. Well, you can look at the records later. You're out of order, sir. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you for being a part of it. This meeting is adjourned. No, sir.